Hey team, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video where we're just looking at a short video by BFBS. The new intelligent sighting system lets British forces smash aerial drones with a rifle. It's good to see once again new kit and equipment getting out, getting tested and getting distributed to the armed forces. I believe this is going across to the free services. There's about 500 in service, but we'll see in this video. Once again, it's always good to see new kit because we love keeping on to old kit and slowly distributing kit out at a very slow rate. In my time in the army career, I did 16 years. Obviously the SUSAT, the Sight Unit Small Arms Trilux sight, was the most common sight that was used, or the iron sight, and it was still used once I left. When I left Household Cavalry Regiment, they were still using it in 2022. Throughout the time we used ACOG and LDS, the Spectre sight, when I was in the Royal Artillery. ACOG was more brought in for the guys on tour, then the LDS was brought in. That was used on tour, but that was also used and issued to quite a few of the guys, sort of some of the sort of frontline troops in the artillery, engineers, and obviously the infantry. As we know, they're still using the SA-80. So to see a new site getting distributed is absolutely brilliant. Before we continue, make sure you head over to combatreadyhq to check out some of our merch and some of our coffee blends. I appreciate all the support. If you want to join the community Discord, Patreon, support the channel, you can do that as well, and also by becoming a channel member. So shout out to all of you who have joined them and all of you that have viewed, like, share and subscribe. So thank you very much. But yeah, let's get into the video, see what they got to say. Apparently this is going to help soldiers, airmen, sailors apparently take out aerial drones with a rifle. And obviously with drones being such a big part of warfare now, we've seen it over in Israel, Gaza, Iran, and obviously massive in the Ukrainian-Russian war. Drones are being used a lot, whether that's the small ones, just dropping sort of grenades on people, or whether that's large sort of suicide drones. Being able to obviously take out that capability down to sort of the smallest weapon system to the majority of the people on the battlefield is going to vastly increase obviously life expectancy on the battlefield. So let's get into it and see what they've got to say.
This is the Smash X4, which was developed by the Israeli company Smart Shooter as the specialist counter-UAS sight in their Smash family. So this is the newest one, and this is the one that the UK has bought for the tri-service dismounted close combat community. It's a fire control system that uses coincident firing, so effectively it inhibits, if you can see the trigger there's a pin behind it, it inhibits the trigger from firing if it's turned on until the camera and the processor have given the weapon a firing solution to then engage an airborne target. Once it's turned on here with this switch, that then activates the coincident firing mechanism. Once what is called a kill box is thrown around a target, which prefers movement, so the rotor of a quadcopter, the oscillation of a fixed-wing drone, this will pick it up. The ballistics for the 5.56 round and the barrel and the offset are in the processor and the chipset here. Once the firing solution is achieved, it unlocks the trigger, allows the weapon to fire. It gives a very high first round probability of hit against an airborne target, around the 70–80% mark. Wow. In the hands of a trained user. To fire at an airborne target without a fire control system, the first round probability of hit is 0. So it's a very extremely effective kinetic section platoon level counter-UAS system.
Wow, okay, so very, very smart site. Obviously not loads of information given in this video. I would have liked a little bit more. Questions, obviously, if this is on your weapon system, you're obviously not going to have time to change it. So I'm guessing, can you just turn it on and obviously engage dismounted troops in and around your area without the trigger being blocked? There obviously must be a setting on there for that. But with obviously drones being such a big issue, like we said, this is such a great capability nowadays. Like he said, to hit a drone without the sight system turned on, your chance of hitting it is 0%, which I totally agree. Trying to hit quite a fast moving drone is going to be very, very difficult. Having this sight system turns on hits that probability up to 70 to 80%. I'd love to get my hands on this to see how it actually works. Hopefully they do a more in-depth video on this, because I'd love to get behind and see obviously the fire control order it gives. Obviously, does it work out your tracking and how far in front you've obviously got to be, and obviously comes up on the sight so you can see exactly where you need to aim your weapon, the path of the drone of where it's going, and then it obviously tells you when to engage to pull the trigger. It sounds like it gives you some sort of fire control order like that, which is absolutely brilliant. It's mad how far technology has come along. I remember when I joined in 2006, there was none of this being spoken about. You literally had the iron sight and the SUSAT, and it was basically mark one eyeball. Can you hit the target? You're in an ambush, you've got a moving target, track the target, how far in front do you need to be? Absolutely crazy that we are at this stage now, when we're at this level. Mind-boggling. But yeah, I'd like to know a little bit more about sight, on the fire control order it gives, what you actually get to see, and what happens obviously if you're not trying to take out aerial targets and you're just trying to take out dismounted troops. What's the setting for that? As we said, obviously only 500 have been issued across 3 services. So for it's only 500. I'm guessing it's obviously going to be just get issued, say, I don't know, 1 per section. So that person has the capability. So that rifleman within that section, you're sort of the aerial drone specialists. So obviously if that does come in and take effect, and you do have that drone coming overhead, then obviously you're going to call in that rifleman, come over here, right, take out that drone. So all the other guys are going to have sort of sharpshooters. You're going to have sort of maybe a GPMG gunner, and other guys are going to have different sights depending on what comes out in the future. And whether we're going to stick with the SA80 anyway. As you saw there, you had some sort of A3s and A2s in that video. But very, very, very interesting. It's great to see that we are progressing with technology. Technology is being brought into the battlefield now, and it is progressing at a rapid rate, and it's scary from when I joined to what it is like now, where there was pretty much no technology. You just had your radios, and you had some sort of like laser rangefinders, your Sophie sights, and that was about, and your M-Stars, and that was about as technical as it got. As now we are way more advanced, but great to see that we are trying to advance. We are trying to make our forces better. I'd like to see, I'm going to have to sort of search some videos on this to see what else is on there. How does it exactly work? What's the sight picture? How does that look? What actual control order does it, fire control order does it, or fire commands does it actually give? And are they going to increase the amount that come into service? Is it just going to be issued to say 1 rifleman or so? But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are. I'd be very interested. Do you think, I think it looks really cool. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think, how is it going to work? How are they going to incorporate it? Let us know in the comment section. But thanks for watching.